Hi, this is Barbara Ann Konik with Network in Action. I run the Katy Connectors group here in Katy, Texas. And with us today, we have Travis Morrow. He's our home inspector in our Katy group. And we're going to hear a little bit about what Travis does. Welcome, Travis.
Thank you, Barbara, and thank you for having me. As you said, I am a home inspector, and unless you've purchased a home before, you may really not know what it is that we do. What it really comes down to is we're your last line of defense when you're going to most likely be spending the most amount of money that you'll ever spend in your life on an item. We're going to give you that, safety factor. We're going to let you know about things that may be wrong with it, things that you really need to watch out for, things that are potential can harm you, your family, or come after your wallet. We get to see a lot of very interesting homes and a lot of interesting things. I get to really enjoy my job because, about once a month, I'll think to myself, I've seen it all, and then I see something new.
Very good. Yeah, I'm sure. I can't even imagine. But so what tips can you give our audience as an expert in your field? Can you tell us about home inspecting?
I think one thing right now that really, I guess, has a lot of meaning in our current climate with everybody being home and, people have kind of run out, I guess, some of those chore lists, and now they're looking at other things. In particular, I go down to Lowe's or Home Depot and I can see some people that live on my street that I don't want to sound negative in a way, but them changing a tire, I'd be worried about riding in that car. And when I see them buying electrical items that they're going to be replacing in their homes, potentially it raises some red flags. But it's just one of those things. Right now, there's a lot of DIY upgrades going on. If you're just uncomfortable with something, hold off on that. Don't try to YouTube it out. Just hold off on it, especially if it's something that can really cause harm to your home. I think right now, too, one of the biggest things is that's very easy to do. And everybody's getting involved with it, is re-landscaping their homes. One of the
interesting.
Well, think about just one of the items there that generally you'll see in almost every inspection report is high soil conditions around the foundation of the property. Well, when you pour mulch above that foundation line, it's very inviting for insects, especially wood-destroying insects, i.e. termites.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just little things like that that people, they may not know. And it's one of those things I always try to update our social media just on little things that are really easy to take care of, because a lot of items, they can be considered a problem or deficient, but the correction form is very, very easy. So that's just, I think, one of the things that, is a really kind of a focus thing just in our current climate that we're in, because everyone's at home. People are getting a little stir crazy. They're just trying to find something to do.
Absolutely. Trying to get out of the house.
Yeah. On the other side of that coin, I think, here in a few months, when all this clears up, and some of those people that have been holding back about listing their properties, there's going to be some properties listed that are going to be just in absolutely immaculate shape because people have had the time to maybe do that paint that they've been putting off for a few years, or just some small little DIY projects that are going to make for some really, really nice listings coming up.
Oh, so good time to shop for a home.
Potentially. I mean, from what I've seen just in my neighborhood, it seems like every day, instead of just like the normal maintenance people are doing painting upgrades inside and out. People are pressure washing. We've already talked about landscaping, but just all those little things that can really make a house pop. So I think, in 6 months' time, we may see some really, really nice inventory on the market.
Oh my goodness, good to know. Good to know. Well, another question I had for you was, how has your company responded to this coronavirus going on?
The biggest, I guess, change in our day-to-day has been how we're actually doing the inspections. Because again, with everybody being at home, potentially if we have a occupied listing, more than likely the sellers will be home, which is traditionally not standard for a home inspection.
Right.
Generally, the sellers will leave the home. We'll have 3 to 5 hours at the house. The buyers will come. And given our current climate, well, now you potentially, if you have 5 people at a house that live there, now you're adding myself or one of my inspectors in there. And then if we have buyers coming too, now we just brought in 3 to 4 more people. Well, we're getting past that 10-person maximum or 10-person suggested maximum really quickly. And then too, it's all the people that, I've been in contact with, they've been in contact with, buyers been in contact with. What I just kind of, at the beginning of the inspection, if the sellers are going to be home, set the expectations that we're going to take every precaution we can, hand washing, gloves, masks, and just understand that there's many of the hard surfaces, which, I guess from some of the research and the news we've gotten, that's where this virus can live the longest. Countertops, doorknobs, faucets, we have to operate and touch all of those items. And I just wanted to,
all those things, right?
Yeah, inform the sellers that, if they would like to sanitize things after leave, these are the items that most likely we will be in contact with. And then too, I've tried to keep it to a minimum at most with buyers coming to inspections. However, it's one of those things when you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, or potentially it's your first home. Like when we finish this, I'm going to be going to an inspection, and it is a first-time home buyer. So a lot of questions, a lot of excitement, and it's just that general emotion too of you're buying a home. It's not a house, it's a home. So that's, I guess, how the virus has really affected our day to day.
I bet, yeah. Yeah. Now, are you doing less in a day than you were before?
Yes, we have seen some volume decrease. And from many of the agents that I've talked to, it's like they have lots of buyers, but the inventory that the people were going to be listing on the market, because you think about the time we're at now, right about now is when you'd have houses closing right before summertime, very popular time. But not that many houses didn't seem like they were listed, or the inventory wasn't there. But from what I've heard, everyone has plenty of buyers. They just haven't been able to find the right property yet.
Oh,
so
okay.
And of course that affects my volume down the road. But it's one of those things. Many of the people I've spoken with, it's as soon as this clears up, don't expect to take any vacations because you're going to be busy.
Well, that's good to hear right now when we're all sitting at home. It's good to hear. Okay. Well, what opportunities have you identified that will alter the way you do business when this is all over?
We've always tried to stay up to date with our technology, just making sure that we're, like for instance, video conferencing. Video conferencing is never something we've really ever done in the inspection side of things. However, currently, especially with buyers that are out of town, it's become a really good tool to, I don't know if we would have utilized it as much without this, but we're starting to see that you can really help your clients out without being together in person and make sure that they have the proper understanding. One item that we were really potentially going to try to do, but unfortunately because of the virus, it's one of the things that's affected, we were trying to add additional services and get all the trainings and ride-alongs done. And that was a springtime project that we were focused on. Well, the classes for a lot of those have been canceled. So not that it's an opportunity that we've seized, but I guess it's a missed opportunity at this point in time. And another one is, since we have had a little bit more time, one of the opportunities I've tried to seize is staying up with those connections of the people in the industry, because we're primarily a referral driven business. And when you're extremely busy, it's easy sometimes to lose connections with people. So that's one of the big things that we've tried to do is, just make sure everybody knows that we're all in this together, and, we look forward to being back together on the other side.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, great. Well, I appreciate all your information. I know the audience will as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in person in our next meeting, hopefully.
I know. I guess it's noon now, so they're giving the potential guidelines of the reopening of the state, or that's what Apple is supposed to be talking about at noon. So hopefully we get some good news on that, because I'm ready for Mexican food and margaritas and have it brought to me. I don't want to have to go pick it up.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Well, thank you for all your information today. Thank you, Travis.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.